Where do we go from here? Everything we thought we knew is changed. What's wrong? What's 1,000 times 1,000 times 1,000 days. Write these letters till I find a way. You show your secrets in a special way. Close my eyes to find your melody. Every moment for 1,000 days. Times 1,000 days. Times 1,000 days. Don't fight what feels right. Don't fight what feels. I'll write these letters till I find. I'll write these letters till I find. You show your secrets in a special way. Close my eyes to find your melody. Every moment for 1,000 days, and 1,000 days, and 1,000 days. Oh, I'll be a fool for you so long, yeah, for so long. All right.
Yeah. Whoa, die. Oh no. Oh no, no. Hey brother, sit and talk with me. I'll be your listening ear. Tell me all your dreams. If we do life this way, fulfill prophecy. So let's do life this way. We are family.
Hey sister, you got some time for me? I'll be your listening ear. You tell me all your dreams. We can do life this way. Fulfill prophecy. So let's do life this way. We are family as one. As one.
And once again, I've started the show with my mic off because that seems to be the standard around here. Why get better now? 12 episodes in. What's the point? What's the point? Don't switch it up. Don't change. People don't like it when you switch up on them. So I did that on purpose. Um, Again, welcome to the 6 Degrees podcast. Uh, my name is Bel-Ami. I'm your host. Where here at 6 Degrees, instead of focusing on separation, we choose to focus on those things. Damn, hold on. Let me rewind it back. It's just been a day. It's been a day. Here we go. Welcome to 6 Degrees podcast, where instead of separation, we focus. Welcome to the 6 Degrees podcast, where instead of separation, we choose to explore the ties that bind and focus on those things that keep us connected. I'm your host, Bel-Ami, and listen, if you've been here for a while, you know the routine. I've been trying to get my little spiel out, and I think I've been successful maybe like 3 or 4 times, which is like 33% right now. If I was a three-point shooter, it wouldn't be good, but if I was a baseball player, I'd be among the greatest. And so that's where I choose to exert my energy, right? I'm among the greatest. I get it right 33% of the time. Yo, I see some people in here. My boy Eric, what's up? GG, I see you. What's up? Listen, as you can tell, my temperature today is all over the place. Start with that first question. What's your temperature? Let me know what your temperature is in the chat below. I think it's important that we understand each other's temperature so we know how to engage with one another. My temperature is fluctuating, man. It's between like a 58 and like a 88. It's one of them days where you go out wearing shorts because it's in the 80s, and you come home mad because you didn't bring a change of clothes, or you didn't bring like a light coat or a hoodie, And if you don't have a hoodie, you can head over to the BelAmiMusic.com merchandise store and cop one of these hoodies right here. Anyway, with that, listen, my guest tonight is somebody who I honestly would not be here if it weren't for this dude. I've seen some exercises done like with motivational speakers, and they'll oftentimes have you like write down what your goals are and write down some names of some people and think about it, to develop like to link how important your goal is. They say, if you don't do this, these people are going to be affected. How? And, kind of explore those things. And when it comes to like this podcast and 6 Degrees and us being all connected, like it can't, my journey, my story cannot be told without this brother. He's another one who, if he wasn't doing what he was doing, when he was doing it, how he was doing it, I would not have been impacted the same way that I was to push me into these spaces I'm in now. And so before I get too sappy and start boosting his ego a bit, not that he needs it. Not real talk. He doesn't have an ego. But yeah, I just want to. I don't know, man. I'm feeling really sentimental right now. It's part of my temperature fluctuation. Just deal with it. And what you heard in the beginning, if you were here from the beginning, you were hearing some exclusive stuff. One has been put out. The other has never been put out before. But we'll talk about that in a second. Y'all welcome my guests. I still need to get an applause button. Nobody reminded me. Shame on you. An applause button. I'm going to applause this brother right here. The one and only Mr. Justin Lewis. What up, bro?
Greetings. How are you?
Hold on. Let me do this because I forgot to do this. Remember, I said I have to do my from stereo back to mono. There we go. So we don't get no echo, no feedback. Oh, hold on. Time out. Before we go any further, Kadre is in the building. This is an official stream now. It's not Kadre shows up. And
Kadre, what's up, man?
He's here, so it is official. Let me know. We didn't get a good sound check earlier. Let me know, how are the levels? Are we good? I know we got some audio files in here, so y'all can let us know. Can you hear my wonderfully warm, just voice on radio?
Oh Lord, bro. You sound pretty crispy in my earphones. I don't know how far you want me to take the description, but solid, bro.
Take it wherever you want to take it, bro. Listen, if you're still in the chat, let us know, man. What's your temperature tonight? How you feeling? Justin, what's your temperature, bro?
Man, I'm gonna have to agree with you on today. Like, it's like my temperature is kind of like walking outside in Houston. Like, you literally never know what to prepare for. And so that's kind of how the day has been schizophrenic. So the temperature, I wouldn't say 58 to 88. I'm gonna have to say more like 43 to probably like 91.
Damn, bro.
Yes. It's been one of those days. You know what I'm saying? Whew.
43 to 91?
Mm-hmm. It's been one of those days. But I think anybody who is embarking on a journey that's going to change some lives, like, if you don't have no days like this, then
Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Speaking of, since while we here, look, wherever you are watching this, let me just remind you, or ask rather, if you would please just, follow, like, subscribe, hit that like button right now, before we go another further, as they say in the South. Before we go another further, hit that like button, comment below, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can be notified whenever we go live. And here's the thing on 6 Degrees Podcast. If you're not familiar, this is a very interactive show. If you have any questions throughout, feel free to pop in the chat. We just like your exes. We stay in your DMs and put them in the chat. We'll definitely get to them. I promise. We got a lot to cover tonight because me and this guy go back over a decade. So there's plenty of fun stories in there. Probably,
I can't wait.
Probably a little embarrassment in there too. But yeah, whatever you have, offer it in the chat. I would also invite you, if you want to ask a question face to face, and I know some people will, you can follow this link that you just saw magically appear in your chat section. That will bring you backstage to the VIP section. You can chill back here with Justin and myself, or 8 months rather. Which one you want? You 8 months?
I mean,
how you been navigating this? Because you're in a new space. It's important.
Well, see, I like both. Justin is cool. Justin kind of, if you call me Justin, there's an amount of like endearment that I have, like, or you have for me, because you know me personally. Whereas 8 months is a personality that's or a brand that's being created, and so that's just as important too. So I'll take either. I'm gonna turn around. How you doing, Justin? What's going on? How you doing, 8 months? What's going on? The same thing.
It's the recognition. It's the recognition. It's the little things.
What's going on?
Cool. Kadre says our sound is good. He said, "What up, Justin?"
What's up, Kadre?
Everybody know everybody. I love it.
I know, man.
I love it. She like, "What up, Kadre? It's family in here. This is a family show."
It's a beautiful thing, man.
It gets ignorant at times, but it's still a family show. Kadre says 75 degrees to be exact. Oh, you got an exact.
Yeah. Yes, and he said he just walked to Subway and then Walmart, then back. So yeah, it's 75 degrees is for real.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Walmart and Subway. I'm surprised it wasn't Subway in the Walmart.
This is true.
But what else? Anyway, man, let's get into it, bro. First question I always ask: what do you remember about how we met?
The first thing I remember about how we met is a friend of mine and a friend of yours named Ikechi hit me up and I was in a band with this guy named Ike. I'm pretty sure that we'll get into some more of that later. But yes,
just might.
Shout out to Ike. He definitely hooked the two of us up together.
Ikechi.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember Ike hit me up being like, "Hey man, I got this homeboy. He's super talented. He can really sing. He can really write." And I was like, he's like, "Man, I really want you to work with him. Y'all got to meet." And I just remember being like, "Not right now." And then one day, I want to say I think I had seen you before a couple of different places, but I just remember him coming over to my house to make music, and he brought you, and that was the first thing that I just go like, oh my God, this is Amir. This is about to happen right now, and that's the number one thing that I'm in.
So yeah, so that is very accurate. And we had met a couple more times between them, but we weren't like, you know what I'm saying, like
Mm-hmm.
buddy. It was like, hey, what's up, respect. But it wasn't like we knew each other. You was just in a band that was super dope, and I might have been standing a little bit, but you know, it's just
No, not at all.
dude. Listen, so I named the episode "That's Whack" for a reason, and so because you're here, and this is what I love about this show, right? We can go different places because
Mm-hmm.
of who we have here, and because we have this relationship, I feel comfortable playing a few things that I might not have felt comfortable playing before. And listen back, and I'm like, you know what? It wasn't completely whack, but I could understand how it could be. That's whack. Like, do it again. So my
Mm-hmm.
story of that's whack. So we come to the crib and head upstairs. We start just chopping it up, and we was just in there for a while. Eventually, we started working on some music, and the first thing that we worked on was "Know You," and so I recorded all the parts. Y'all put out everything together. I was sitting there, kind of like jotting some lyrics down, jotting some stuff, and I would like sing it, and
Mm-hmm.
it was like, nah, it's kind of whack. And so I'm like, okay, well, let me just write some sing, and it's like, it's still kind of whack. So I was like, all right. So that whole encounter
Well, you're
was
missing a couple of details of it.
I'm probably
Oh my God.
this my
I knew it. I mean,
you can
I
clear.
knew it. I knew this was about to happen. I knew it. I knew this was about to happen.
But
It's cool.
I was like, okay. Why is this whack? Why is this whack? But what I realized is it wasn't whack. It was just like, yo, you need to stretch yourself, and you're not stretching yourself. At least that's what I took from it. But the initial thing that hit me is the words of whack. Whack was definitely said. Whack was within that conversation. And so moving beyond that, like as a creative, because a lot of the stuff we create is highly personal. And so when I'm writing, I'm like, this is super personal. It's right, whatever it is. It's not always gonna make the song the best. And but that time, because that was my first time really creating solo stuff. That time that I spent with you and Ike in that room was just like, it was like a master class. And I felt like I was in, how you in school, and night school is accelerated. They just cover a whole bunch of stuff in a little bit of time. Like that's where I felt like I was. And it pushed me, man. And those records took me a lot of places, man. A lot of places. So thank you, brother, for letting me know that some shit is whack.
Come on, man. See, you're gonna have to go into a bit more detail because it wasn't okay. Look, people, friends, countrymen. It wasn't just like it's whack with no explanation or no conversation, and it wasn't just Okay, so first of all, I did say like that it was whack. Those words did come out of my mouth, but it was intentional, and I like to deal with people like on a very personal, like person by person basis. I don't always get it right, but I like to listen to like the little voice that's on the inside that kind of gives me like hints on like how to deal with people. Now I'm not saying that the voice on the inside told me to say that what you're doing was whack, but what I did find it that you were kind of in a comfort zone at the time, and I, from the few times that I had seen you before and from hearing you talk, I saw more, and I knew that hearing the word Wack come out, like especially after just showing up at the crib with Ike, unannounced, by the way, because he did sneak you over.
Really?
That's it. Because yeah, he did not tell me that you were coming. Did you not know this?
Wow, I didn't notice this whole time. I thought Justin invited me over. My heart is broke. Now I'm playing with you, bro. No, but I didn't
Yeah,
know.
no, yeah, no. Well, dang. Well, yeah, I didn't know that you were. I didn't know that you were coming. So, and then I just remember him a couple of times before being like, "Man, I gotta link you up with my man Amir. He's super dope. He's super dope." And I was just always like, "Amir's fire. Amir sounds like a mixture of Dwele and Bilal. They already have a Dwele. They already have a Bilal. Why are we doing that?" And so, like, literally, my "that's whack" comment, even though it turned out to be okay, was kind of more in spite towards Ike. Like, why you bring this nigga over here? And I told you that he sounded like Dwele and Bilal. So when you did your thing, I was like, either you about to come along with it, or we that's it. So I was
Yeah,
like, that's whack, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. And then I want to say 3 versions later, that tune changed, and everybody in the room was just like, "What in the hell have we done?"
yeah, man. Listen, that was it, man. It was a game changing moment in just my life, and moments rather. You know what I'm saying? That
Man,
section as a moment is full of these other smaller moments that just changed, and just seeing the way that you work, man, incredible,
appreciate it,
incredible.
man.
So for those
I
of you
mean,
who don't know, Justin is a super super talented musician and producer, and far too often I think, and I want to talk to you about this too. And maybe this is
mhm,
asking you about this. Like,
mhm,
where do you see, or how have you seen your role change as a producer since you started, um, and as you were working in and with the band, and then as you've kind of transitioned out to just the producer role? Like,
mhm.
which, how have you seen that role of the producer change, and then which area are you more comfortable in?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I guess my role as a producer has changed. I would say that it's gotten more defined over time.
Okay.
Um, I I kind of started this as I'm gonna do everything. I can do everything. I'm a one-stop shop, and so like that has kind of guided my, I guess, trajectory in this business. Like I always wanted to just to be solid, to where it doesn't matter what you need. Either I have an idea for it, a vision for it, or I know somebody that can do it.
Mm,
So I say that to say, a lot of times people don't really have a good definition of what a producer actually does. Like a lot of people just are like, oh, this is the guy making the beat, so that's the guy in the background, sunshades, telling everybody what to do, or the guy that's like exclusive, making all the money that gets you signed. But really, to be a producer, in a nutshell, um, is to, number one, get product to the table in an efficient, timely manner. Great product, by the way.
yeah.
Um, to have vision, because in order to bring the product to the table, someone has got to have like a vision of the steps and the end goal. And then number two, number three, getting people to work together. Because a lot of time as a producer, like you are connecting people and like really building bridges,
Yeah.
because you might be working with the artist. You were hired by the A&R, quote unquote, but then you're putting different people in the room: the engineer, the musicians, the writers. All of these people are under one roof, and if it's your job to get the product, then it's your job to kind of manage these relationships. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop. You're a social worker and a psychologist. You're a bridge builder and a connector. You're a musician, and then you have vision. And there you have producer in one nice, I guess, 2-minute
That
spiel.
that has to be the most comprehensive definition of a producer that I've ever heard.
Oh
Um,
man,
because really you're the manager of everything.
it's true.
still have to make sure it sounds good.
And you still have to make sure it sounds amazing.
Everybody to work together and put out trash, and you will be a trash producer, even
You're
though
a
you
trash producer.
10% of it right.
Hmm? Everybody could be in the session laughing. Oh my God, this is amazing. How you doing, boo? Hi, sis. Hey, bro. What's up, fam? We're brothers now. That was
Yeah.
not shade, but it was shade. Because everybody's brothers in this industry. I'm everybody's brother as well, but that's just really, I always thought that was funny. To be a person that you met like 2 seconds ago and everybody's like brothers, which I understand. You kind of have to be that way in this industry because there's so much trust that's necessary.
That's true.
So everybody has to be a brother. But yeah, man, that's it, man. You just let's make this go.
Yeah.
All means necessary.
Yeah. So and I'm gonna get to this stuff later. I have to contain myself. Is not to like talk about everything at once. We're gonna go linearly as much as
I'm
possible.
trying to pace myself.
As much as possible here tonight. And I forgot to pour myself a drink. Maybe I'll get one later. So I get real loose lipped.
That's cool.
So talk to me, man, about your journey, man, because you've recently, so we met in Houston. You were doing your thing. You were in a band, and then we started doing some work together. That's how we developed a relationship. You've produced tons of work. You were at Sugar Hill for years, like one of the only Black. Was it the first?
First,
One
to
of
people
those
to take up residence to have our own studio in there.
Come on, man. The oldest, with Sugar Hill's the oldest studio.
Oldest continually running studio in the United States.
Come on. You're Black
second
history.
in the world, only to Abbey Road.
Wow.
I'm Black history. Black history. You too, Amir, are Black history because you helped us build that place. And don't think I forgot that. You painted our wall with this super fire like Star Wars, Star Trek theme. I always thought it was cool with like these like green stripes in the middle. I never really understood those, but it was super fly. Like I enjoyed that. I wish I had like pictures of it.
You said y'all wanted something like galactic.
I did.
Know, and like a spaceship type of deal. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's get some night. Let's get some atmosphere. Let's put some stars in here. We just splattering all over that motherfucker.
It was amazing, bro. Like every time I looked at the wall, I felt like I was like on like this journey and my creativity had no bounds. So I was playing. I just thought it really looked really cool.
That's the point. Yo, I want to catch these comments in here. First of all, True School Music, yes. Oh, it's Rich. What's good? Checking in, curious to see if The Road will be mentioned here. Yes, The Road will be mentioned here. And actually, I played a track from The Road early on. So
The Road.
We'll touch that again in a second. Kadre here, although Justin would say it's whack, he would show us how to correct it. So it's actually constructive criticism.
Thank you, Kadre.
That's it.
Thank you, Kadre. It's not just, hey bro, that's whack with nothing else. Like I was saying, come on, you gotta tell the whole. I definitely was like, okay, so this is why.
Gigi said Ike knew. He must have had a premonition.
Ike is special, bro. I love Ike. If Ike comes on here later, like this, it's gonna be like a big ass reunion.
I hope he does.
That would be great.
Kadre also says it's more to being a producer than a beat maker. Yeah, people get it twisted nowadays. He said it's like being a chef. They get the right song for the right artist. They get the right musicians, engineers, and crew to create the product. That's real.
It's true.
That's real. You get a chef.
It is like being a chef, man. I actually met a friend pretty recently out here in LA. Named Kendra. Shout out to Kendra and Swift Cafe. It's amazing. If you've never been, please treat yourself. She is the bomb. But anyways, becoming good friends with the chef and like watching their process, like that is a very accurate depiction, Kadre, because like watching how they mix all the flavors together and manage all the relationships. There's a sous chef a lot of times, and there's people in the similarities are striking. I never really thought about that until I met Kendra, and then so when you said that, Kendra, I was like, wow, it's spot on.
Yeah, that's real, man.
Kendra, once again.
Dre always got the knowledge, man.
Kendra, once again, bro.
Dre is another one you just gotta love, man. Just gotta
He
love.
doesn't miss, bro.
I see you backstage too, bro. We're gonna bring you back in a second. Just want to take a second to remind you, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, whatever platform you're watching this on.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, I want you really quickly, man, to not really quickly, just take your time, however you feel necessary.
Okay.
We had a conversation a few months back, and we have these conversations every now and then. It's like we won't talk for a long time, and we talk
Mm-hmm.
for like an hour or two, and then it's everything we needed in that time,
Yes.
and it's
And
like
go.
we hitting each other at the right time, and it's like boom, we're recharged until we
Mm-hmm.
talk again.
100%.
But our last conversation, man, I really remember it just hitting me in a different space, man, because as seeing you over the years and seeing how you truly believe in yourself and
Mm-hmm.
walk with faith. And so I just want to know, man, how do those two things how do you manage that? Like because a lot of people struggle with both. And when you master both, I think that's when you start seeing yourself in these spaces. And if you notice, the clip that I chose from our conversation earlier was one of, you were saying we are those people
That we
who,
started out to be.
yeah. So explain that, man.
Well, to answer your like the first point of your question, how do I manage it? I would say, uh, just like everybody else, and I think the reason is for that is, I say that I think we stumble our way. I don't want to say through the dark because that kind of paints a negative depiction for some people.
Mhm.
But if you kind of follow what I'm saying, we don't know what's going to happen in the next like 5 to 10 seconds. And so time wise and how the events unfold, they aren't really clear to us until we're here in the moment. So I realized really early that this train is not going to stop until it stops. And you really have no choice but to participate. And so jumping off the train, making the train stop, or slowing the train down, I realized probably at 16, like wasn't an option. Like we didn't get a choice in that matter. Like we do have choices and we do get to add to the puzzle, but keep this thing going or not,
Yeah.
you don't really get a choice in that. So I accepted that and was just like, well, if this is gonna go and if I'm gonna be on this ship, quote unquote,
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy it. And so I try to manage like the faith and the trust that goes along with that. Number one, out of necessity. It's not even trying to be cool or to whatever. It's just out of necessity. I feel like if you don't have anything to trust, or you will go insane on this planet.
Yeah. Especially with social media nowadays.
You'll go insane. And the thing is, you trust something. Like we don't. You might not define what it is, or you might not be able to. It might not be something that's accepted by all the people. You might not be sharing it, but you're trusting in something. And so, like, where you're putting that trust in, like, it definitely matters. And you'll go insane without something to trust in. It's impossible.
Did you always have that same level of faith and trust or belief in yourself, or is that something that you developed after you said, "Oh, I'm good at this"?
No, I think. Well, number one, if we're gonna go like timeline wise and sequential, I think that belief or that understanding kind of was there already, waiting for me to kind of discover it. And it's kind of like getting like shoes that are too big for you. And so I've always seen this big ass pair of shoes, and I've always known that they were mine. And I think the struggle is trying to look at your foot and then looking at that big ass shoe and then trying to figure out like, how am I going to get into this shoe? There's no way. And then so then over time you put your foot in the shoe and you go like, not yet. And then you try again, not yet. But the belief and that I think that has to come first. and you discover why you have this belief, as you go.
Which leads me to another interesting point. And, we got somebody in here who you might know.
Who? Would you say one more time?
Yeah, see Erica in here. She just said 8 months.
Erica.
So it's so interesting you talk about that, because I remember one of your stories, and this is part of the other reason why I named it That's Wack, is because of, I remember you telling me stories of how you got the name 8 months.
Yes.
Tell us how you got that name.
Okay. All right. So,
but it so relates to the shoe analogy that you gave.
No, you're right. It absolutely does. So, wow, this story is so funny. Shout out to Kay. Shout out to Toby Hill.
Yes.
So
we should
I was
next week.
Wait, say one more time.
Shooting a video next week with Kay.
Wait, you're going to be in Houston?
In Houston.
See, that's amazing. I'm so glad that everybody be telling me about these reunions. So fun. Nobody told. Anyways, this is the second. Wait, Kay, if you're watching this, this is the second video that you've done in the last 2 minutes. Don't nobody call me no more. You be putting people in touch.
Man,
maybe anyway. No, I love Kay. Kay actually gave me the name 8 months. So I was producing for this very, very fire, kind of like edgy, contemporary gospel group, not contemporary Christian group, but contemporary. So CGM, contemporary gospel group named Soul Fruit, headed by this genius by the name of Toby Hill, and which I can't say enough about that guy. Like, he was probably one of the first people to be like, "Hey man, you have something," and grab me and pause and took me under his wing and wouldn't let me go. And I fought him a lot because I was a pretty arrogant little snot-nosed kid, but which that will become very apparent like as the story unfolds.
Okay.
So Toby brings me to this guy named Kay's house. Kay was in this group called The Foundation at the time, and I just know that the drummer was Chris Dave, and the bass player was John, and like Robert Glasper would sit in every now and then Pookie, and then like Luke Austin, all these legends.
It was legendary.
Right. So he's bringing me over to this guy, and Kay is the MC of this band at the time. So he brings me over to his house, and we go upstairs, like a little studio upstairs. So I sit on the couch, and then we start to have this conversation, and then Dilla comes up. So then I sit on this man's couch, and Toby's sitting in the corner, and I put my feet on the carpet, and I sit there and I go, "There's no Dilla beat that you can play me that I've never heard. Like, I've heard every Dilla beat ever." And so then I can just imagine like the amazement of this guy coming in to sitting there. I came in his house. I'm on his couch. He goes, "Yeah, Dilla is great." And I interrupt him and I go, "I've heard every Dilla beat. That's it." And so he's like, "Oh, really?" And so I look over at Toby, and Toby's sitting there like this.
Like, no, this nigga didn't.
At that moment, I was just like, "Oh, okay." But of course, like, I'm not admitting that I had, done something out of line. So I just continued with the shenanigans. I was like, "Yeah, you can't play me nothing." So he's like, "So there's no Dilla beat that he's made that you ain't heard." And I'm like, "No, I heard them all." Impossible, because he hasn't put out all of Dilla, which
of course.
Which like became all of the punchlines like throughout the years. Anyways, so he starts playing these beats, and so he's like, "So you heard this?" And I'm like, "Well, no, I haven't heard that at all." And I look over at Toby, and he's just like, and if you know Toby, then that makes sense. Pretty much, he was like, "You set yourself up, so have fun." So he plays like 9 or 10 beats, and every time he asks me, and then the jokes just get a little bit more scathing every single time. And then so he goes, so I'm like, "How do you have these beats?" Like, which once again, this is arrogant as shit.
Right.
How do you have these beats? Like, there's no way that he has beats that I haven't heard. He was like, "Well, he made them specifically for me." So at that moment, I was just like shocked and stunned
Mm.
and appalled all at the same time. And so I was just like, so first of all, like shocked and stunned that this guy is sitting here with personalized Dilla beats is amazing and eye opening. And then like I was appalled that he gave me a way to still, I guess, continue with my shenanigans. So instead of taking the lesson, I was like, well, it doesn't matter about these because he made them for you. How would I hear them anyways? So he eventually just let it go, and he's like, man, how long you been making music, man? And I was just like 8 months or so, and he was like, oh, cool, bet. And so that frames kind of what he's expecting because I'm this arrogant kid. I've heard every Dilla beat. And so shortly after that, I put my CDRW, burn CDs for those
Old school platforms.
old
Right.
school platforms, and not just the CDR, like the CDRW, like the rewritable joint.
You buffed it a little bit.
What I had to, and the reason why I had to get the CDRWs, even though they didn't play on all of the platforms, is because I used to go through those like little burn CD packs, like because I would put like one song or one beat on there, and then go listen to it in the car immediately. And so like I used to just run through those until I realized that I could get the CDRWs and then rewrite it over and over again. Yeah. So that was amazing. Anyways, so I put my burn CD in, and then I'm guessing he really, really liked it because then he was just like, well, I can't guess. He really, really liked it. And he was just like, bro, how long did you say you've been making music again? And I was like 8 months. And he was like, there's no way. Fuck out of here. He was like, that's your name from now on. And I was like, hell no, I hate that name. That's the dumbest name. What does that even mean? And he was like, it doesn't matter. That's your name. A week later, I was at his house and we did a song. And I want to say the next day it was on Rappers I Know. Shout out to FWNJ.
Wow.
And then the next day it was on OK Player, but he put produced by and featuring 8 months. I was rapping on that, by the way. I used to rap for all the people that didn't know. And it was a rap after that.
I didn't know this. I feel like you may have told me this, but I definitely forgot if you told me.
Yes, it's okay. You've heard some of the songs, but it's quite all right.
You know I'm gonna go look for him now, right?
I know. Anyways, that's how I got the name. So it ended up on OK Player, and then after that, I want to say it was a rap. Like I would travel and I would go places, and people would be like, "Oh, 8 months," and that was it.
Yo, this is we got a request from the Peanut Gallery. Rap for us now.
Okay. There once was a story of how we used to live in glory. I hit the shot like Robert Ory. Never miss. Sign off with a kiss. 8 months. You know what I'm saying?
Are you really rapping right now?
Hell no. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Like, that was not.
That was not it.
No, it's okay. But the show must go on, and we got the request. And so I'm gonna give you something because you never know. Like it's an ask for every seat. It's an ask for every seat. So I'm shooting. I'm shooting half court. I don't give a damn. Thank you, Jesus.
Nigga with his rapping ass.
But see the thing that you forgot the LMFAO right before the claps because I knew that was definitely coming with its amount of shade.
I definitely played it. I definitely popped that up, and I'll pop it up again.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because we all know what it was. We all knew what it was.
Shade.
But so it's so interesting, man, that you give that whole story behind how you got the name, and it's hearing that again. It just reminds me. I'm sure you've taken a lot of lessons from that, right? Like you got to know your room, and I can guarantee 100% that has stuck with you, if nothing else, because you find yourself now in rooms that I'm sure you feel you belong in, but seem probably far away at one point. How did you get to this space where you are now? And let people know you moved from Houston
to LA.
to LA.
In the
recently.
pandemic, in the middle of a pandemic, that was the smartest, dumbest thing I've ever done
Why?
in my entire life. Because it was time. Like it was. How do I say this? It was time. Um,
Mm,
I love Houston, but there isn't a lot of infrastructure and plumbing when it comes down to the creative avenues that people take, and so I wanted to go to a place to where I knew for a fact that there were a lot more opportunities, and we were actually, doing a lot of work out here anyways. So I was just like, oh, I'm going this time. I had linked up with this production and writing team, Gigi, who was shading me out earlier. Shout out to those who love you, who love you and who like to shade you out, because without those people, what is life really?
what is
Um,
life?
and then a friend of mine, super talented 23-year-old who is the real deal and keeps me on my toes, dude by the name of Javoti, who does everything and still inspires me. And I want to be like him when I become 23.
Wow.
Seriously.
So,
We all came out here on a quest to get it. Like, I'm going for it. And that was it. We moved to Vegas first to get
mm,
closer to LA because LA is hella expensive. And we ended up in LA a lot faster than we expected.
I remember because you were like, oh yeah, next year, and then it was like, oh, we in LA now.
Yes, and that's kind of how it happened. And so I wanted to backtrack because you had mentioned something about getting these shoes that you don't fit, and I wanted to say I want to talk about that because that was what 8 months was. Like 8 months was that big ass pair of shoes that
Mm,
was too big for me, and I didn't see it at the time, which is why a lot of this definitely takes vision. And so before embarking on any journey, I would say, like, number one, like, whoever you pray to, whatever like, get some sort of like vision or direction. That
mm,
way you're not just doing a whole bunch of shit going absolutely nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be seeing like the memes of people like paddling boats that are still docked to the shore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're expending all this energy, but like, you are tired, my man. Like, please look around and see if you just untie this one knot, you
mm.
might get a lot further.
Come on.
So I got this. I got 8 months, which I didn't know what to do with at the time. I didn't know really what it was until I guess my proverbial feet started to grow and my vision started to grow, and I go, oh, this is shoe, foot goes here.
Mm,
This doesn't fit. How am I going to fit in this? And then just after time, I started to see it for what it was, and I was kind of blessed with this thing that kind of gave birth to this journey that it led me here to LA via Vegas, which was
yeah.
great. It's super shocking, by the way. Uh, LA, I guess, as all of the things that we believe it to be, I was like, this is going to be super expensive. There's no way I can afford all of this. And so Vegas was kind of like my Hebron. And I was just like, I'm going. And we got out of there fast as hell. And I, I don't even know if he was ready for it, but it was ready. It was ready for us. And
Yeah.
and we're here.
But those are the best things, right? Like you plan all the way to the end, but understanding that your plan is likely not gonna work exactly as planned. Like there's space for miracles in there, and they pop up. Like
Mhm.
it's no like, okay, all right,
Mhm.
we're gonna stop now because the miracle's coming tomorrow. The miracle's coming at 5:30.
Uh,
You know?
yeah, to me, it's kind of like you get like a blip, and well, for me, it's how it works. I'll get like this blip, and it'll be like this picture or this image or this vision or something to work towards. And that's the one thing that I love about this. So I'll have this, but the thing that we don't get is the context for that blip, or how that blip is going to unfold, or the situation that that blip is going to appear in. I just know that I'm working towards this because I'm trying to achieve this particular outcome or goal. Now, how that goal comes to be, or how it fits into the context, that a lot of times is the laugh of the creator or the second hand on the pen or the first hand on the pen. I don't want to offend anybody, so like I have this thing I'm working towards, and then how that all comes to be a lot of times is hilarious to say the least, because I want to say God has jokes, and he's a comedian, and he loves to surprise us.
Yes, indeed. Gigi says, it never just goes 100 as planned, but you still get there. Absolutely.
It's true.
And it's so interesting you talk about the blips. Oh, shouts out to Ricky.
Ricky
got a birthday coming up this weekend. Happy birthday.
Man, I gotta say, I not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Ricky, I have a very interesting story about Ricky too. Like, I don't know if we talk about this a lot, but like Ricky is probably one of the reasons why I do music, period. Like,
really?
I met Ricky in Port Arthur. Probably we had to be in high school or something like that. Everybody got a cousin or some people in Port Arthur. I was laughing about that with you in the studio the other day. But everybody's got some cousin or some people in Port Arthur. Anyways, so I was out there, and we was using like these little beat machines. Me and my cousin Jonathan, who was more like a brother, he had these little beat machines. So I would go down there and like use his because I didn't have any. And then like we went to, and then our beats was like hella whack, and we thought we was like super lit. And then we go over Ricky's house, and Ricky has this computer program with this thing called Reason. And so we're playing these little beat machine beats and shit like that. And then we go over Ricky's house, and his is all polished. And I was like, what the hell is this? Like, and he's like, oh, bro, this is Reason. This is Reason 1, by the way. And after that, I want to say I begged my mom for Reason, to which I didn't get, because she was the best. I had to work for that shit. So I went and got that. Well, I think I pirated it, the first version. Don't come and get me, because I did buy it eventually. I have the licenses. Seriously. And so I got on Reason, and that guided me from Reason 1 to Reason 8. That probably was like a 10-year period. And so that, like, like looking back, if I had to just use that little small beat machine like that opened me up, because then I got to see so much more signal flow. Because, unless you're going to school or you're in like these big studios, you don't really know what to do. So that was that and YouTube was my school. You know what I'm saying? So like I got to see how to route stuff. If people use Reason, if you're familiar, you can hit tab, turns it around, and it looks just like a board. You can route stuff. And so I was fucking around with stuff, messing stuff up, causing feedback loops, pissing my mom off, to which I understood why she didn't want to get me Reason in the first place. But yeah, Ricky definitely played some beats and showed me Reason, and that definitely like inspired me and made me continue going. Ricky was tight. Ricky was a fire-ass producer. Like, I know he still got it in there. I know he's a dope drummer and all.
Ricky says, what up, Justin? You are the quintessential example of a super dope, creative, imaginative producer. Giving your props, man.
Thank you, Ricky. That was it. Thank you, bro.
Quintessential. And that boy spelled the quintessential.
He did. He spelled it right, too.
Spelled it correctly.
Shout out to spell check. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just kidding.
But it's so interesting, man, because I've seen you create stuff, and at a point where our guitar, like, you probably knew more on guitar than I did at that point. And I would see the stuff that you produced on guitar, and I'm like, yo, how did you do this? And you're like, nigga, I just do it note by note if I have to.
Bro, by any means necessary. I was watching this clip by Mike Will, made it I want to say a month ago, and it was exactly what I needed to hear at the time, because we're such good friends and all.
Right.
Thanks, Mike.
If he's watching this,
or if he ever does, you know what I'm saying?
Ever.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Anyways, he was like, people don't really care about anything else but that 2-track that you bring them. How you arrive at that 2-track, nobody gives a fuck about. Like, a lot of people want to be credit whores, and don't nobody care. people want to know when you hit play, is this gonna be dope? They don't really want to know how you put it together, the smoke and mirrors. They just want this is like just like a chef. A lot of times, like I was saying,
Is the
people don't
food?
really care. Is it good when I eat it? And
Mm.
that's it. And so note by note, get somebody to play it, learn how to play it, hum it, beat on a wall and record it. It doesn't matter. Like and I definitely note for noted guitars until I learned like actually how to play the chords. And
Sound,
spent hours.
but when you listen, no one can tell that you note for noted it, which is the whole point that you're trying to drive home. Like, as long as you get it done, get it done. No one cares about the rest. And I think a lot of people stop and have excuses before they get to that end point
That's it.
because
I hate that.
it don't feel good when you push record and you gotta wait 4 bars for that so you can go bling bling and then you stop it and you have to do it again to go the next bloom bloom. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, that part sucks. And people get stuck in those spaces, man, without taking into account that, hey, you got to keep, like you said, you're doing this because you have a goal that you want to arrive to.
Mm-hmm. But and then like that little small bling bling. I love that sound effect, by the way. Um, and not only like you have to like hit that 2 notes with like extreme character too, and all of the personality that you can put into 2 notes. You feel me? And then stack that and then harmonize it with the other like notes and then move it on and then make it sound like somebody like played this guitar part and you spent like, you know, $10,000 for it or something like that. But that's really it. Like it doesn't really matter like how you get to the product as long as when people hit play, it sounds amazing. And
Yeah.
that was very interesting processes, and I'm really glad that I learned like how to actually play the guitar very quickly because like spending 2 hours on like this 13-second like clip that was just gonna go by like that became very frustrating after a while.
Mm, mm. Hey, man, and it gets you like, listen,
Well, it pushes you, bro.
it does. It does. And I say this all the time. Today is only for tomorrow. Um, you got that blip. That blip was, it could have been like a finished song. You heard the whole thing. You don't know how you're going to get there.
That's it.
You
That's
start
it.
doing things, and then eventually you're like, oh, I know how to do all the things I need to do to get to this song. And then eventually, because you put that work in, that practice in, it gets you in other rooms where you're like, oh, this guy can do that really well.
Well, that's actually the interview right there, ladies and gentlemen. Like that, we can wrap it up. I'm just gonna unplug.
Listen, I want to remind
that.
right now, make sure you follow, like, and subscribe on whatever platform you're watching this. Listen, and just so people can have this, and I didn't do this. Make sure you also follow at 6D Podcast on IG and the Twitters and all that good stuff. We have a Facebook page and all that too. But get to the IG. That's where it's really at. And then also make sure you follow this brother at 8months_music on Instagram. Matter of fact, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it easy for y'all because I know sometimes folks be lazy. Be lazy sometimes. So we're just gonna put this in the chat. And you can click that link in the chat and it'll take you right to his Instagram page. And so you can follow. Bam. See how we did that?
Man, look at that.
Oh,
right
crap.
there.
I shouldn't have put the at. Should
You
I
should
put that?
not have,
I should not.
You should not have put the at. I think a small amendment on that part would get us to where we need to go.
There we go. That looks about right. There we go. So ignore that first one I put in. Click that second one.
Second one.
So you can follow my brother 8 months. And just follow him along through his journey, man. It's just been incredible to watch from the sidelines, to watch up close, to be a part of it.
Wow.
And yeah, man, you're gonna find some things that you like in a second. And I actually have a special surprise. And maybe this sounds clickbaity, or I want y'all to like this a lot more. I'm gonna strip for you all tonight. I know it sounds weird, Justin. because we never had this conversation before. I know it just came out of nowhere. I'm stripping. I'm gonna strip for my brother tonight, out of love. Out of love. It's all out of love. So with that said,
Okay.
okay, what was I about to say?
I can't wait. I can't wait. We have to get to this next moment somehow.
I
Please get us there, bro.
would like to remind everybody, um, yo, at any point tonight throughout the show, hit that up. We got a Venmo, we got a Cash App. Keeps the show going. Everything that you donate, we're gonna use to pay for these platforms so that we can continue hosting these shows. Yeah, man. And so yeah, anytime you want to hit that up, Cash App, BelAmiMusic, or Venmo at BelAmi_music. Justin, 8 months. You want to you got a Cash App or a Venmo? Let's throw you in here too, bruh.
I do, man. I do. It's $8MOS.
$. That's Cash App.
Yeah, Cash App. And it's pretty much everything. And the Venmo, I want to say it's J8MO or 8MOS also. Everything is just 8MOS, 8 months.
Cash App.
Very simple.
Cash App. Venmo. OS. Boom. Add banner. And we're gonna click that. Listen, if you're a person who supports people not chasing their dreams, but meeting their dreams, because he's not running after it. It's not. It's him. It's with him already. He's keeping up with it, so it don't pass him by. Because a lot of people let shit pass him by. So
I'm not doing it.
Dreams, and he's putting his faith into action, and I see it every day. You know, drop him some love. This is gonna live on the internets forever. So maybe one day, you know, Bezos might be feeling good about it, so he might want to.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
He just might. I'm with it. I'm
Bezos
all for it, man.
The new Gigi track, and be like, "Oh,
I love that. I want to invest.
I love it."
You know what I'm saying?
Anyway,
Gigi got some fire, by the way.
This is what I know. This is what I know. And just shouts out to Gigi. Let me just say, first of all, and I love how this is the 6 degrees. This is the 6 degrees right here, because my first introduction to Gigi was at the Red Cat when I was hosting the Red Cat. And she was just like this ball of just potential. It's like, you know how you meet somebody and you see it and you're like, okay, you got the juice. Okay, this juice is in here. How do we get this juice like really flowing? You know what I mean? And
yes.
Yeah, man, I'm thankful and grateful that I was in the space to be there hosting, because it was a lot of shady shit going on at the Red Cat. Yeah, I just through. Just because I was like, yo, and that's where I met Gigi. That's where I met Irva. That's where I met Laramie.
And I ended up working with all of them. Hey, you introduced me to Gigi, by the way. So that 6 degrees thing, like,
come on,
that's
man.
it. I went to a Kamante throwing shortcake's birthday party, which is legendary. If you've never been to any of those parties, you have missed out on life, because they be amazing. The music is great. The food is amazing. Like, Jabril be doing his thing. Anyways, we was there.
I miss I just really do miss everybody.
Hug everybody. I love all of y'all. Love all of y'all. Yeah, anyway. So I went one year, and you introduced me to Gigi, and that was it, man. We start. I think we talked a little bit that night, and then we didn't talk for like years. And then I saw this clip. I would run into her every now and then. I saw this clip on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, this is the dude." Amir introduced me to, and she's singing this Whitney song, which is very hard to do, by the way. And so that's what I'm saying. That's what caught my ear, because I'm just like she's singing Whitney. Like, I'm definitely trying to hear this. and she absolutely destroys this Whitney song like in like a stairwell. So it's super reverby, but like her notes were so clear and concise to where like you heard it even through all of the stairwell reverb. It was amazing. So I hit her up immediately and was just like, "What the fuck is this? This is amazing!" And we've been working on it.
Wow. You know what? And that's a perfect segue into our next segment. And maybe we'll go back and touch on some other things later. But our next segment's by far my favorite part of the show. And it's called There's a Song for That. There's a playlist on Spotify for it as well. I clicked the wrong banner just now.
It's cool.
This is what I meant to click right here. There's a song for that. There's a song for that. This section of our show is purely guest curated playlist. So the way this works is I'm going to show the guests a series of photos for which they will give me a song that, I don't know, maybe this moment reminds them of whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just, it could be something that was happening in the moment or just what it brings back. And I do this because I find it so interesting that music, we can correlate music to any moment. Like there's a song for every moment in our life. And I think that's the power of music. And that is also why it's so important for us to really be good stewards of this creative or of this creativity as we do this, because this is going to be, somebody's going to attach this to a certain point in their life. You hope it's edifying. You hope so. So yeah, there's a song for that. But before we get to that, I would like to remind you, whatever platform you're watching this on, just make sure you follow, like, subscribe.
All of it.
You see that Cash App going across the bottom. Throw something into that.
Hit that up. You know what I'm saying? It's all love.
That's my brother right here. You know what I'm saying? He got to keep this thing alive. Also, I want to remind you, next week on our show, my guest is my brother, the one and only Mr. Robert Purvey. Listen, he and I go back to middle school, 6th grade. So it's going to be a bunch of stories there, and it's going to be a special show because that one's going to be in person, the first in-person episode of the 6 Degrees podcast. Definitely don't miss that. All right, cool. So you ready? You ready to play this game?
I think so.
Okay. So because, we're going to have some listeners listening to this purely audio, just, when you see the picture, give me a quick description and then, give me a song for that. And because we just ended talking about the lovely Miss Gigi, here is our first entrant into There's a Song for That. Give me a song for that one. First of all, tell me, what's that?
That is the song called P&P, which is going to be released and coming your way very, very soon, which is a new single by Gigi. Oh, yeah. That is about to hit your airwaves and hit your streaming services in a way like you've never seen before. That's just about to be hard.
Dopeness.
P&P, be looking out for it. GG.
So give me a song for that.
Well, okay. So wait, I'm trying to understand this. So I'm supposed to come up with another song.
You know what? Because that's so important right here. We're going to keep it as P&P. When is the song releasing? Do you have a date?
I want to say mid-May.
Mid-May. So we're gonna add that mid-May. Y'all be on the lookout for P&P, and it's capital P,
lowercase
n, another capital P, P&P. And Gigi's in the chat right now, y'all. If you want to follow her, you can do so right here. She's on IG, Gigi the Plug. Did I spell that right? Let me know. Let me know. And you know what? We're gonna put this in the chat one more time. Make it easy for people.
Look at that efficiency.
Listen,
Come
man.
on, man. See,
Why
that's
not?
how I know. You can always tell people that are really, really going after this because, like, the quest for efficiency is like none other. I want to be as efficient as possible.
Amen, brother. We all do.
Uh,
We all do.
Look at
You
that,
get
GG
there,
the
bro.
plug.
You
That's
probably there in
smooth.
some areas. You know, I'm sure you are.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it's like that. I think that's the goal of all businesses. Just become as efficient as you can be, like
Man.
all the time. Which why they bring in consultants. You have companies that have been around for 20, 30 years. They're still going, how can we be more efficient? How can we run a bit more smoother? How can we get these day-to-day operations to go
That's
a little more efficacious, if you will? So that
more
you know
efficacious.
what I'm saying? $5, at least a $10 word.
Efficacious.
You know what
Look
I'm
at
saying?
both syllables. Look at this boy.
Come on, HISD. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Worthing
What
did
they
me
say?
good. You know what I'm saying?
On word and Ebony.
Every D, sunny side. You know what I'm saying? Did me well.
Just got a full remodel, by the way.
It's real gangster. They ain't have none of that when I was there, but it's
Yeah.
cool. It's
Nah.
cool. When I was there, we had Lamar's old textbooks. That's the
Wow.
textbooks that we were. Yeah, that was our textbook.
Sad.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, y'all was Jim Crow. Nigga.
Right?
Crow in the 90s, nigga.
Whoa, this nigga said 90s. Bro, I'm not that. How do you think I am? High school in the 90s? I
My
graduated
bad,
in 2002. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
my bad. My bad.
Wow, I did start in the 90s. I started
You
in
did start
98.
in the 90s, nigga. You was a year behind me. Don't get it twisted.
God damn. There you go. Thank you, Gigi.
Uh,
Ooh, age. Ooh, age.
I love y'all.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
age in your eyes.
Hold up. And then, of course, Gigi sticking her tongue out. I feel like
Of
Gigi,
course.
her default is stick her tongue out first, and then everything else gets turned up from there.
If you don't know Gigi, if you've never been to a party, she is lit. And so I get that. That's why I can't wait till the single comes out because this she about to let loose. It's about to be ridiculous.
Dope, man. I
The
can't wait.
videos. That
I
has
can't.
nothing to do with her tongue being out, by the way. Like video and tongue being out, like those aren't correlated. I just wanted to say that for anybody that may be watching. Her tongue being out and the videos are not connected. They just, I don't know, it was a cool segue.
Thanks for clearing that up for people, because some people might have thought differently.
It's the internet, man. You have no.
It's the internet, bro. You can't mince your words.
Tighten up, baby. You can't be loose out here.
So here's how we're gonna do this, because there's some of these photos that I have. There's music that goes along with it as well. So I want you to give a song, and then we might play some, because I want to definitely play some of the exclusives. I know Bless was on here earlier. And he was asking about the road in particular, and so I want to make sure that we hit that. But here's our next picture, and there's a song for that. Can you see that? What's happening here?
It looks like we're making, I want to say, hopeless during the road. Like the time we was doing the AM record, the Awakenings Movement record, and I want to say this was the beginnings of Hopeless, I believe.
That's at 2018 studios.
Yeah, the old stomping ground before Sugar Hill, right behind Grooves nightclub in Houston.
Is Groove still open?
I have no idea. I think so.
That's right. You're not in Houston. I keep forgetting you're not there anymore.
Not. Yeah, so
it's a lit shot. Absolutely. Listen, this is back in the day. This is when I was fresh with the dye. You know what I'm saying? I had my hair dyed fresh. It's all grown out now. I'm just regular black. And what am I drinking? I'm probably some tea.
It looks like Starbucks. Yeah.
Yo, Vanessa's in here. Shouts out. She said you looking young as fuck.
Vanessa was going down. Mm-hmm.
Give me a song for this.
So just so I can understand.
Okay.
Hopeless is a song. So are we going like a song that everybody would know?
It doesn't. It could be anything. Anything. We can focus on. It could be anything. What does this remind you of? What do the moments remind you of? What's the feeling around this moment as you look back on it? Anything.
I love Kadre's answer, "Working Day and Night" by Michael Jackson. So I'm going to steal that because
That's what it was.
during that time was definitely an around the clock process. I have no. That's maybe why you're drinking this Starbucks. It may have been like 2 or 3 a.m.
Who knows, bruh? Who knows what time it was? We was in that
It
thing.
was a black hole in there. Like literally, you can see the floor. It looks like a dungeon. You can't really see outside.
The windows was covered.
It was blacked out. The live room, like you had to run all. It was interesting, but yeah, it was a black hole. So it could have been at any time. Working day and night. Kadre, he's been in there enough times to know. So like,
yeah, facts.
We'll go with his answer. That's amazing.
Cool.
And I think I'm understanding this game a little bit more by Kadre's answer.
Cool. The cool thing is, we have an extended version because it's you, and so we got plenty of pictures to get through. All right,
okay.
Next one.
What's the word?
What's happening
for
here?
This?
Tell me what's happening in this photo.
It looks like I really have no idea, but I'm just gonna call this the Three Musketeers, because that's Russell and Mike, my production crew on while I was at Sugar Hill. Did so many amazing records, went to war with those guys, and have come back and have the story to tell about it. And Analog Escape, you know what I'm saying?
This was I don't know if you remember this day. This was when my mom came to shoot pictures for us for the road when we were trying to figure out like a photo shoot for it.
Jesus Christ, bro! I could tell by this Puma sweater that I have on because I haven't seen that. I mean, I haven't seen that in I don't know how long. So I know this is an old ass photo. I have no idea what's going on here. We look like we don't want to be there.
Yeah, do
look at Russell's face. And Russell's the nicest guy that I know.
Russell's over it. I don't know if y'all were over it or if y'all was just trying to get the photo to y'all to look dope in your photos. Because all three of y'all are some smiley ass dudes.
I know, man. So I'm gonna go with Bad and Bougie by Migos. Even though nobody got left off of Bad and Bougie in this picture, but we definitely was we were the team. Like that's their sexy pose. Yeah.
Kadre says "Epic" by Tamika Wright, Chocolate Star. Gigi says,
"Wow,
sexy pose for the ladies."
Especially Mike. Look at Mike. Of course, like the demeanor on Michael Hobdy's face, like, is definitely saying, like, "Come get some of this chocolate" to the ladies. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of Mike, because he's on the tail not the tail end, the beginning of this next video, which I would like to share for you to give us the next song for. There's a song for that. So we got PNP by Gigi, we got Working Day and Night by MJ, we got Bad and Bougie by Migos. Give me a song for this one. See if you can remember this moment.
There you go.
Yeah, Barry Bonds by Kanye West.
Barry Bonds?
Here's another hit, Barry Bonds. The Renaissance Suite, man, I can't say enough about it. If anybody's been to the Renaissance Suite, then you know that was one of the most amazing experiences. Those shows, bro, I want to say, like, that period of the Renaissance Suite, we grew into like our feet grew into our shoes a bit more because I learned a whole lot during that time because we did everything.
Yeah.
And you too.
I'm telling you, shouts out to Kamante because I never thought about sound until I got to Awakenings, and Kamante was like, oh, "Okay, you want to sing? Well, you're gonna have to help us out for a month before you can sing with us on Sunday." And so during that month, I mean, I'm at rehearsal,
Mm-hmm.
doing that. I'm learning the songs, but I'm definitely setting up and breaking down. And
Boy,
Sundays setting up and breaking down, and that's where I learned sound. Like that's literally where I learned sound. And then I got my first board. Um, when we start doing the Renaissance Suite stuff,
we
and
figured it out.
got equipment, was like, oh, okay, we can travel with this. We can go anywhere we need to be.
Here's the thing, bro. Like, I think we was talking, which this might be the theme. Like, get it done or figure it out.
Yeah,
Because when we started that, that's what I'm saying. Like, that was definitely a situation of the shoes being like way too big for us. We didn't know. We was just like, we can do it. Let's go. Let's throw shows. And then we literally just figured it out. It didn't matter what it was. It went from a party for somebody's birthday.
it was TJ's party.
That's
It was at
right,
TJ's house, and shouts out to TJ Travis,
man. Travis
uh,
McFell, the genius.
the genius. He is literally the brain.
He
Uh,
is.
but it was that jam session at his house, and I
That's
think it
right.
was like December or November. I don't remember. Maybe just
Yeah,
December.
it was cold, so it had to be December in
Yeah,
Houston. So you only get like 2 months of cold in Houston. You know what I'm saying? So
and
it had to be December.
yeah, and I remember Eddie came through and he brought his boy. He brought Dom, bass player from
Mm-hmm.
KC, with him, and some other cats. And I remember me and Lewis got up there and rocked something, and Jerome.
Wow,
And it was
Jerome,
packed. It was packed.
it was
Shouts out,
ridiculous.
shouts out to Jerome. From Blow
Fast.
Moment. Ricky's band as well. That's how I met Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
So
I did a dope ass record with them. Their record,
oh man,
phenomenal album, I should say.
I was telling Ricky the other day, like the one part that I've always stuck with me that Jerome said, "There's no movement without friction," and
Classic Jerome.
oh man, it's so many jewels in there. It's so many
So,
jewels in there. But yeah, man, we just kept going. We was like, okay, let's do this monthly. Shouts out
mm-hmm.
to Alicia. Um, is she going by Alicia now?
I think it's Alicia. I think it's
Okay.
Alicia. Alicia
What up?
Miles.
What up, Alicia?
What's going down?
And just everybody else who was a part of that. The whole tribe that was a part of that. It was so much unity in that, man. Like we really fuck with each other tough
We
because
did.
we was
We
around
literally every day, all day.
all the time.
All day, every day. And you just knew at some point I am going to see these 5 people at
Yeah,
least once a day. We're going to do something.
I think one of them or two of them at least every day.
That's
At
it,
least,
man. And that shit was fire. And so, like, from figuring out it, and like that PreSonus board that you got, I don't know if you knew this, but before that day at Renaissance Suite, I never had used that board before. I completely lied to you when I told you that I knew what to do with it. but I wanted to give you confidence because I knew you was about to hit the stage.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want you to. I didn't want you to be on stage like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So I
I
knew you.
I remember having to like go through like how to because some of the buttons are for the same, like you have the same buttons for different controls. You just have to like trigger which. So I kind of remember going through there and being like, this nigga don't know it, but you know sound, but you know
I know
music.
sound. Man, we figured it out. And that's what I'm saying.
Got sponsorship. Shouts out to Deep Eddie. Shouts out to H Mac.
Shouts out to everybody. That thing went everywhere.
Yeah, man. That was a great moment, man. That was a great moment. Wish we could bring it back. We need a one off. We just do a one off Renaissance.
Renaissance Suite.
That would be dope. Maybe like holiday time or something when folks is back in town. Once the world opens back up. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Here is the next photo, and it's very similar to I actually that's what I meant. I meant to do like a couple of photos together because they kind of run together. But here's the next one. Give me a song for this one, or tell me what this one is about first.
This is an example of us building our room at Sugar Hill. And that is the wall. I think that's you painting that wall.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see, what would be a fire song for this? What is a song for that? Bro, let me see.
Why are you thinking about a song? What a lot of people don't recognize is, you know, you see these studios a lot of times, these really nice, fancy studios, well manicured, just everything looks great. They built the studio. Y'all built this out completely. Like, this is me painting it when it's just a room. This was a
Yes, by
storage.
hand.
Yeah, it was a storage
From
closet.
from the sticks. Like when we first went in there, it was definitely um, a record locker. So they had like a bunch of old records and like cassettes and reels, like and like tapes from like tape machines. There was no climate control, and it didn't look anything like this. So we literally framed it, insulated it, dropped the ceiling. Um, and so I'm just gonna say it's a man's world by James Brown, because
Man.
we definitely got on our man shit and figured that out. And I had done some work with my hands before. That's what I'm saying. All of this, I had done some work with my hands before, but I had never done this. And
Yeah.
we figured it out, and it was fire. It was solid, structurally sound. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. Nothing happened. It's still there. It's in use today at Sugar Hill.
Wow. Who's using it now?
I have no idea.
Well, they benefited from all of our labor.
Oh,
Um,
what? 100%.
you know, and look, everybody in here has something. You know what I'm saying? And it's so
Everybody.
the saddest part as I'm looking at this. Bro, I look short as hell, and I'm on the ladder. I still
Look,
look short. The hell, man.
I think it's a depth thing, bro, because you're further back into the room. You know what I'm saying?
True. That's
So
true. Thank
I'm gonna go with that for this time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll reserve like short jokes for another time,
I
a
appreciate
better situation, because like this one definitely you're working your ass off. You're painting that back wall so beautifully, and you're on the ladder in the back of the room. So
I appreciate the love, brother. But this was
gotcha, bro.
definitely a task, man. And I remember I was just I was willing to help so much because, bro, I was just excited for y'all. And I could see everything from 2018, the whole way that shook down. You know,
Mhm.
they just wanted y'all out because niggas was just mad, really.
Oh
Um,
my goodness, yeah,
and
it's
then
crazy.
you got this opportunity to do something bigger and better and greater. And then you get comments like this from Vanessa. That room changed my life. Like,
Shout out to Josh Appleby, by the way, because that is how we got into Sugar Hill. We mixed a bunch of records with him over a summer. Um, the Road was one of those records. And I want to say, right when things at 2018 was kind of reaching like a fever pitch and it was time to go, he literally was. We were like, "Yo, we're about to like rebuild or do something." And he was like, "Well, why don't y'all just rebuild here? Y'all are here every day, anyways." And we was like, "Can we do that?" And he worked it out. A week later, we was talking to Dan Workman, who was the owner of Sugar at the time.
yeah, man. Shouts out to everybody, man.
That room
James,
changed my life too, Vanessa. You know what I'm saying?
so
Like,
many people. It was just a family atmosphere, man. And the door was open. Once y'all moved in, it was like,
it was
okay,
a wrap.
come through.
Pull
And
up,
yo, we made music happen there. We made
jams.
everybody did. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I want to shout out to Cherie. Cherie's in here.
So
She
true.
she makes it official as well, like Kadre. Um, yeah, and Kadre says a lot of hits were created in that room.
Man, a lot of hits were created in there. That was a fire room. Like even though we didn't, this is kind of like an example of my life. I will say this story I'm about to say. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We just know that we wanted to build that and then make it as quality as possible.
Mm.
And even though we didn't know what we were doing, we definitely went above and beyond. Like we spent so much time like building that. It was very painful. I don't ever want to do that again. I definitely want to hire the professionals the next time,
But at
for so
least
many reasons.
next
But
time,
that motherfucker sound did great. Like as a room, like sonically, like
yeah,
like after we built that, and it's not like a drum room by any means, but we recorded drums in there so many times, and like it got out to where like other people at the studio at Sugar Hill would ask us to record drums in our rooms.
Wow.
And that comes from like a couple individuals getting together, never having done this before, but just going like, we want this to be the finest, most flyest, most quality thing that we can build, and it turned out amazing.
Yeah, man, it really did. It really did. Kadre says Appleby is awesome. He and I have a track together that's yet to be finished and released. Got some folks here anticipating this release. Dope.
I can't wait to hear it. What's Josh doing on it? Is he singing, playing the guitar? Because I'm intrigued by that. Like, is Josh singing? Because
Josh sings.
He does sing. Actually,
I
feel
cheated out of life.
Yes, Josh is like, he is like that undercover guy, you know, that does everything.
Yeah.
You would never know. Like, man, I've seen shows where like, I've seen Josh run sound, run up on stage, play the acoustic guitar, the spoons, and sing backgrounds.
Wow.
Not lying.
Everything.
And then run in the back and then finish the sound. Josh is gangster, man.
Multi-talent. All right. Here's the next entrant into our There's a Song for That. Vanessa says she has at least 2 EPs that were made in that room.
Man, I can't wait for Vanessa. Look, I'm telling y'all now, when Vanessa starts to drop music,
we already know, man. Vanessa's unfair. She's
a walking cheat code, bro.
Yeah, she hears things like when I listen to her stuff, like I hear stuff that I'm like, that doesn't exist in life. But I'm hearing it, so I know it has to exist somehow.
She's a walking cheat. I don't know how she's another one. Like I was talking about soul food earlier. I've been knowing Vanessa like half my life. So like she has this thing to where if she hears a note in her head, she will hit that motherfucker every single time, and however she wants, and that's rare. It doesn't matter what the note is. It doesn't matter whether she's bending it, scooping it. It doesn't matter whether it's a note that she's making up at the moment. She's gonna hit that note, and it's gonna sound great. I don't know if she does. Cheat code. Shout out to Vanessa. I learned on all of you guys, like all of you guys. So that's what I'm saying. You said earlier that you wouldn't be here without me. I wouldn't be here without you, Vanessa, Gigi, Kadre, Ricky. All these people in here, because y'all were definitely my guinea pigs. I just like that room. We didn't know what we were doing in building that room. I didn't know what I was doing all of the time when I was telling y'all, I'm going to produce the shit out of your record. And y'all was just believing me. and y'all, I definitely figured it out and learned on the job with y'all, and we had a blast. Especially Vanessa. Oh, my God.
But you have to do that, right? Because you talked about the belief and the faith that you have in yourself. Like at every moment, if you have that, you're like, yeah, I can do this. And guess what? You do as best as you can. And in that time, you'll get better. So the next time you say, I can do this, you have that experience now to draw on and you progressively get better.
So you're not lying. You're telling the truth every single time.
Just know who you are.
I can do this. Know who you are. Look at that.
You make superstars. Oh, come on. So much love. So much love.
Thank you,
Here we go. Here's the next picture. That is from the photo that same day that Russ and Mike were took that picture.
Look at Jeremy looking all young in the back. Is that Michelle? Come on, Michelle. And Ben. Wow. When was the last time you talked to Ben?
We hit each other up on Facebook occasionally. I feel like we communicated a few months ago. It's probably like a year ago. Damn, a few months ago. It's probably like a year ago. I know he doesn't have all that hair anymore.
He doesn't. And bro, like you were a little chubby in this photo, bro.
And listen.
What's going on here? What's going on here?
I'm fluctuating like my temperature. I was a little fluffy. I might have been a little fluffy there.
But nobody. But the thing I will say, nobody still could tell you shit. Like
No.
love me or not, you were still. I am Amir. I have walked in the building. You was gonna walk into the room, and that's it. With this with a button down shirt, all the way open down to your navel. I am. I am Amir, ladies and gentlemen. I have walked into the room. Get this chocolate looking ass.
No lie. I will say I have had moments in life where I button my shirt all the way up just to unbutton it the right way. And so
The right way with form, because there is a process to that.
just button up the bottom 2 buttons and then leave it open. No, you button it
It's
all
wet.
and then
And then you unbutton one by one, but you have to do it with like swag. You got to unbutton with style.
here's
That's the only way to get to the final product. You know what I'm saying?
here's the thing. You want it to be unbuttoned and hang in the way where, whoever else you're dealing with, if they were to unbutton it, that's what they would get. So they can already see.
The end result, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
That was the aunties loved it at the red. Fast ass aunties. Oh my god, I can only imagine. This nigga Amir.
Listen. Anyway, give me a song for this one. I'm gonna play a song for this one.
Yeah, play a song for a band of gypsies by Jimi Hendrix.
Band of Gypsies.
Well, I think it's an album. But anyways, that better work.
Band.
Because that's exactly what this looks like, and that's what that kind of reminds me of. We was just like a whole bunch of different people from a bunch of different walks of life who got together who was like, I love y'all, and let's do this shit. And that was it.
That's really what it was. And so I want to take a moment to also play this really quickly. So what I'm gonna do is I got to go back on stereo so we can play this music in with highest fidelity. And so when I do that, I'm gonna turn your mic off, but I'm gonna play this. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. Well, we'll see. We'll gauge it. Gauge it.
I have no idea what this is, by the way. So,
this is a song you asked if I had when we spoke yesterday. So I'm definitely gonna play this so that people can hear this. I'm sure a lot of people before. And when I say I'm sure you haven't, no, I know you haven't heard this before because I'm playing it now for the first time. This is a song that many of you, if you've, followed my music or have seen me perform live, I actually played this song live now. Acoustically is how I've been performing it mostly. But this is the actual recorded version, and it was recorded by myself. She's not pictured here, but Shakara was actually on vocals on that, and I think Piff was on it as well, on parts of it. But this was what we recorded around this time. This was on the album entitled The Road by The Tribe. This is Young and Restless. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear this fine, if it sounds good.
You crawled into the corner of my mind. Said you stopped by to have a talk with me. I knew right then that it was gonna be a long, long day. Now words play, tumbling around in my head, and it'd be easy just to call it a dream and duck my responsibility. Oh, it'd be so easy just to play make-believe and let my thoughts walk the streets of naivety. 'Cause we're so young and restless. Yes, we're so young and restless. 'cause we're so young and restless. If you only knew, there must be a lesson. Just look ahead and don't think twice. Oh, just imagine, just imagine, just imagine this life a little better. But we're so young and restless. We live our lives so young and restless. This life is like a drive, lighting holes, winding roads, pulling us out of line. We are so young and restless. So
Shouts out to my brother Mike Hobby, who killed this at the end. Just like piano, just beautiful. Yeah,
Finn.
yo,
Fire.
that was the jam right there.
Wow. I haven't heard that song in.
Hard. Yes, it was hard. Did you see what Kadre said?
Yes, I do. No, I'm
Whatever.
down. I'm
done in-
down.
Listen, man. At this point,
I'm
some
down.
what we got to do, man? What we got to do? We
This
need to
is-
call. We need to just have a conference call. Just be like, listen, put this shit out. It's so much easier now.
Well, it is. Well, I actually started doing a little bit of the leg. I think I talked to you briefly about.
Yeah.
Off on a couple of days ago when we were talking. I was like, these songs are just sitting here, and some of that shit is fire. You gotta do something with that for real.
Fire like Haya.
Yeah, 100%.
Gigi says the people need to hear it. Yes, I agree. People do need to hear it. They do. But that's
They
what
do, man.
that's the work we did with the tribe, man. And that's what being around each other every day and on the weekends and doing it's like, and we were at church with each other.
And what? That's what I'm saying. All day, every day. That's why literally. Well, we was finishing each other's sentences, not only like talking, but like musically. You know, I knew exactly what to do to get you to get that good ass performance, or to set you up, or for Mike made like a Mike. If you Mike Habdi is one of those super unfair people that have like perfect pitch, synesthesia, and like knows theory like backwards and forwards, and so like that type of shit. Like when you spend time with people, like it's real easy to get to those kind of results every day. When you super fire. I love that time.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, here's the next picture.
Mm-hmm.
This one I love, man. You'll love it too. And you'll actually see the finished product of the wall in the background. Here we go.
Oh, shoot. What would be a song for
Describe
that?
this picture first.
That is me playing the guitar with my son holding the microphone because I am singing something to him, and he was trying to get me to finish like singing the song. And so he was like, sing that song while playing the guitar, like very specific. If you've ever met Landon is the most specific like person like walking the planet, like pound for pound, if that makes sense.
You know, the brother knows once.
Yeah. Pound for pound, like, so there might be people bigger than him with more pounds that may be more specific. But for his weight in pounds, there's nobody more specific. So he was like, "Yo, sing this song," and I was like, "Well, let me work out the guitar part." And then he walks up to me with the microphone while I'm saying, "Let me work out the guitar part," which is why my mouth is not like moving in there. And I was just like, "I'm gonna figure out this guitar part," and I look up and the microphone is there. And so I don't know what you do to that except for to just start singing immediately. And so that's what happened.
That's it. Because you don't have an option at that point. It's like, no, this is what you're doing.
You're singing this song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a song for this one.
We're Not Dancing, but Dance with My Father Again by Luther Vandross. Because we are doing this epic dance right now, the two of us.
By Luther. By Luther. Yeah, man. I love this photo, man.
Me too.
Because I don't know, man. It's one of those things. It's like when you're in your element, and you see what, like, this is both areas. This is what you create. You create music, you created life. And like it's both of these things together. And I don't know, you just look so comfortable here, man. I think it's a beautiful photo.
No, I appreciate that. And shout out to that gorgeous wall in the background. Y'all see Star Trek Deep Space Nine back there. My splatter hand was real strong. You know what I'm saying? Got them stars on there. Them stars. Mm-hmm. Them stars.
Right. Next song.
Good Life, Kanye West. I definitely like that is downtown Vegas. And so like that probably was one of the most up times. So like during the pandemic, we just decided that we were going to move to Vegas and go after our dreams during the time that the world had closed. And so I would say that like naturally we could have picked better timing, but man, God is interesting and that's how it all worked out. So we was just we was staying at this guy that I met through Gigi. His house, his name is Darian. Shout out to him. He opened up his apartment and allowed us to stay there because he really, really got it. So I looked up with a friend of mine, and this is kind of like when everything starts to turn, when things kind of like ramped up for us. And like I'm gonna say a week later, we were in LA, but we were downtown Vegas at my friend's apartment right above Fremont Street. And I'm just looking out. I think we had just made music, and we was just like drank and smoked hella weed the night before. It was just a great night and in a great moment and a great morning, and that's why it looks like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful photo, man.
I love it.
This is who you are to me. This is like very thoughtful. I see you looking out on this horizon, not just to walk on the balcony. Like you're out here for a purpose. You know what I mean?
This is true.
Like I feel like you breathe out of that. Oh snap! Oh, we got VIP in here.
What's up, Russ?
Yo, let me do this because I haven't done this in a while. First of all, wherever you are, make sure you follow, like, subscribe.
Do that.
But also, you'll notice it's going to pop up here in your chat in just a second. You can use this link and you can come backstage with us, VIP, and we can pop you in here and you can talk face to face with myself and Justin by using that link. I see you, Kadre. I see you back here, bro. We're going to get to you in a second. But you can use that link and you can come back here. Vanessa shout you out too, Russell.
Russell has to get shouted out every time he walks into any space, like whether it's on here or into the room, because that's Russell. And bro,
you know what's funny?
Shout my man out, bro.
You understand this too, because I feel like Russell's so cool, right? He's not gonna be like if he doesn't get shouted out, you know, he's not gonna be like, look at me, I'm here, so you can shout me out. But he gonna remember that you didn't shout him out.
But I'm gonna say, like, on the flip side, like Russell's so cool that when you walk in, like he just like his coolness just kind of shouts himself out, like on the microphone with like your voice. You know what I'm saying? And so you're shouting him out, and you're just like, what in the fuck am I saying? Shout out to Russell as I'm saying what's up to Russell. That was really him and his coolness shouting himself out. You know what I'm saying? Through you.
Facts.
Shouts out to us.
Yes, love that, brother. All right, here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the last photo. Bam.
Oh my goodness. Oh, what's song for this? Holy shoot. I don't
What's going
know.
on? What's going on here?
I am in Fort Lauderdale almost exactly a year ago, like right before COVID hit.
Mm,
Um, just having the time of my life, the, sitting there in a robe, making music, looking out at the ocean. Um, that was amazing. And so I'm trying to think of Santorini, Greece by Rick Ross. I'm going to have to put
that
that.
and Gigi said Rick Ross.
Oh, she did. Look at that.
You said
Santorini, Greece by Rick Ross. It just feels like some high class fashion sitting here, and that's exactly what it felt like. That was an experience. Shout out to Beats. You know that classic beat on the side of my headphones. And me.
Yes, a vibe. A vibe. Yes, indeed, a vibe. Yo, man. Well, that completes this installment of There's a Song for That.
Oh, how'd I do?
I don't know. Let the people decide. How do you do, y'all? What do
How
you
did I
think?
do, man? How
Did he
did I
choose?
do?
Did he
For the
choose?
people, mm-hmm.
Did he choose goodly?
I mean, goodly.
He done good? Has he done good? Let us know. Put an emoji in. Matter of fact, let's do this. Put an emoji in the chat for how you think he did on There's a Song for That. And
Please.
while you figure out your emojis that you want to drop in there, let me just remind you that There's a Song for That is actually a Spotify playlist. And
Fire.
um, yeah, you can go download that playlist right now. I had the link. What did I do with the link? I didn't link it this time. I'll make sure I
Not
link
this one.
it later.
That's okay.
But yeah, so it's a completely user or guest curated playlist here on the 6 Degrees podcast. And tonight we added a few songs. Working Day and Night by Michael Jackson, Bad and Bougie by Migos, Barry Bonds by Kanye, Man's World by James Brown, Band of Gypsies, Jimi Hendrix, Dance with My Father, Luther Vandross, Good Life, Kanye, Santorini, Greece by Rick Ross. And
Amazing.
the last one you gotta wait for because it's not gonna be out until May, but it's gonna be on that list, I guarantee you. And it's PNP by Gigi.
Thank you, by Gigi.
We got some emojis here for you. Uh,
That looks like I
this,
don't know.
this
Like
is like,
you did all right, nigga.
but I gave you one. That's a little bit better.
It is. It's a
A
little
little bit
bit better.
better.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Or epic.
I love Kadre. Kadre is a walking confidence boost, bro.
And,
I love you, Kadre. You are the man, bro.
so listen, with that, I also want to play another tune really quickly. Is that okay with y'all? Y'all feel like hearing another tune? Let me know. Just
Yeah,
give me a
please.
um
Somebody put elbow cough. What does that mean?
elbow cough. Wowzers. Damn,
Wow.
Cherie, is that good or bad?
Is that good or bad? We're waiting for you to tell
That
us.
ain't what you want. That ain't what you need.
Oh no.
I want to play this. This is another song you produced, and of course I'm on it, duh, because it's my show. Niggas, you thought I'm not gonna be on this stuff that I play?
It's smart, man. It's good branding, bro. That's smart as shit.
It's another tune from the road. This was one of my favorites actually. Um, and on this song is uh it's me and Alicia, I think.
I think I
How much?
talked about it earlier.
And I can't even remember who's on it. Um,
Niggas.
but oh, Russ said he thinks that was a dab.
I think it's a dad elbow cough. Oh, okay,
That's
maybe.
good, brother Isaiah? What's good? He said, I'm super late, but I'm ready for music. Cool, cool. We're gonna play one more. Rush, you're gonna appreciate this. We've been premiering some stuff from the road.
We talked
So
about you earlier too, bro. Very badly. Just so
yeah,
you know.
really bad. Really
When you
bad.
weren't on here.
I forgot to strip. I'm a strip, y'all. I'm stripping later. And you're gonna have one more song for that after I strip. Because I need you to come up with a song for my strip.
Me? You want me to cover this up for you?
Yep. 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 It'll make more sense later, I guarantee you. Here we go. This is one more song from the road. And actually I might play another one out, but just because of some other reasons we'll talk about later.
Okay.
Here we go. Let me put you on. I'm about to mute you. And let's get this stereo popping so we can hear this like it's supposed to be heard. Bam. All right, here we go. This song is called Everything. This shit goes so hard.
Wonderful, magnificent. All I need, everything to me. You are beginning and the end of it. Creator of everything I see. You are. It's clear that I can't deny it. Can't even try it. You're my everything. You are. You are all I need. Everything, everything to me. You are all I need. Everything, everything to me. Everything to me. Everything to me. Everything to me.
Wonderful, magnificent. All I need, everything to me. You are beginning and the
You are the air I breathe. You're everything. You are everything to me. You're everything to me.
All right, and we're back. Oh, let me get you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're back.
How does it feel to hear that, man? After years.
Oh my god, amazing! Like I forgot. I haven't heard these songs in. I forgot that we really went in on this shit.
Yeah, man.
Goodness gracious.
That
The changes.
that groove was just crazy. It's
Ike,
so hard.
Ike, Ike,
So hard, man. That shit is so hard.
I love Ike. We're gonna fight every song. Me and Ike are gonna fight every song, but that motherfucker is gonna come out amazing because he just gets it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
He knows how to put on that show, and
yeah.
I love the show, but we have sometimes two different ideas of how to get to the same result. But so we fight and then end up at the same result anyways.
Yeah.
That's my man. I love Ike.
Shouts out to Ike. First guest on the 6 Degrees podcast because he's the one who snuck me to Justin's house.
He did sneak you to my house.
Got this ball rolling. And so I'm gonna play out at the end. I just want to say it in advance because we're gonna wrap up here shortly. But I'm gonna play the last song I want to play off this record. It was the very last tune called Stratosphere. And not until I started listening to this again yesterday, bro, I almost cried yesterday because I was listening to it and I had just sent you the clip that we were using for promo about like we are the people who we started out to be. And that song literally sings about that. It's about having a dream, bro.
That's right.
To it.
Oh shoot!
Wow. And so, you know, that's that blip. That's the blip where it doesn't make sense in the moment. You just gotta live.
Gotta keep going.
You gotta live through it so it makes sense. But I want to get to our Q&A portion. Listen, I posted this earlier in the chat. I'm gonna post it one more time. If you would like to pop back here and ask a question face to face, listen. Only thing I ask is that you don't get us banned. So this is not your chance to bust it challenge. Which you could. You could bust it challenge. I saw some of these busted challenges. Right. We're X-rated. We don't want that. But if you would like to, if you just been led to do a busted challenge for us tonight, we welcome it. But
we will welcome your busted challenge.
It's really here for you to give an opportunity to just ask questions and have conversation. And I see somebody backstage. He's been backstage waiting patiently for a long time. Definitely got to get to my brother, the one and only. We got to come up with an official title for Kadre.
That's it. Kadre, bro. Kadre is the title.
Right.
He is Dre. Because it's Walter. You know what I'm saying?
Walter. I forgot Kadre's name is Walter.
See what I'm saying? Like, it's really Walter. Kadre is the fucking title. It's Kadre.
I his name was Walter. All right, Kadre, you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, bro. He ain't listening. Okay, I think he's ready. Here we go. Kadre, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up? Let me turn this down right quick because my headphones are kind of malfunctioning on this laptop.
Nah. What's up, Wack?
What's up, my brother? What's up? Man,
good. How are you?
Man, I'm feeling good, man.
Sure, you look good. You look good, man.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, this is memory lane right here.
It is.
Yeah.
History.
Yeah, definitely. Man, Justin. Like some of the stuff that really all the stuff that you taught me when we was, when we was with the tribe and everything.
Mhm.
I still apply it this very day.
Me
And
too. Me
especially like
too.
when you telling me, okay, if there's somebody who's in a band and they're playing the same instrument as you're playing, like to play something that's like different from what they're playing, but make sure it match. I still apply.
Absolutely.
Still
Man,
apply it this very day.
finding parts that like work well together and like
Yes,
not like overlapping each other, giving each other space to kind of communicate
yes,
always makes for great songs.
yes. Oh yeah,
100%,
definitely,
bro.
man. So yeah, like yeah, just
And you
this.
be killing it on the guitar. Don't get it twisted. Like Kadre will bust around and be
And
playing the guitar and singing, do a 360 split in the air, and then get up without missing a beat or a note. Don't get that's a bad boy. Don't get it twisted.
I do what I do.
Mom,
that you
mama that was that man.
and make a movie about it.
And make a
Yes,
movie about it.
yes. So
That's
yeah,
it.
man.
That's
So
it.
this flash drive right here.
What's on the flash drive, bro?
I mean, besides all 40 plus of the Prince albums that I own, of course, there is material
Oh
written
yeah.
written and produced by 8 months.
Oh shoot.
Yeah,
What? Oh, okay. I need to know what's on this hard drive, flash drive,
yes,
because you probably got some stuff that I don't even have anymore. We'll see.
yeah. So got that, and of course, all of Bel-Ami's albums.
All of
Brother,
these albums on that
God
mug.
bless
Represent it.
So yeah. This is what I'm listening to whenever I'm in my Fiat.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. She definitely loved the sounds that you guys are creating and everything.
you.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yes, sir. And so like I think I told Bellamy this before, but like when the when he put out the No You EP, the white version, the white copy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
See,
I
that's
took
Kadre. This is why I fuck with you, Kadre. Because
yeah.
Kadre knows that there was a white copy and a black copy.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? The details.
It's the little
yes.
things.
Lucky
Because
Kadre,
the
bro.
white copy only had about 5 songs on it.
Look at that.
The black copy had the 5 songs plus You Do That Thing.
Yes. Come on, Kadre.
Mhm.
Kadre.
Yeah,
What?
Lord. So
I think
yeah,
we.
man.
Come on,
Huh?
bro.
So yeah, so that was so when he put the CD out the first time, I took that out to Los Angeles with me to the ASCAP Music conference, and that was part of my musical soundtrack there.
Hmm. Bless you.
Mm,
Bless
So
you.
come
yeah,
on, bro.
and it
Fire.
sounded great. It sounded great.
Bless.
Man, that was a great experience. I really enjoyed making that album with you niggas.
Listen,
Oh
man.
yeah,
That was yeah. That was something else, bro.
oh
Shouts out
yeah, definitely.
Was.
if you haven't heard it yet. I know some people are new. You go ahead and get that know you. Shouts out to DJ Elbow Greasy, just got in the building. I see you, brother. Another
Yes,
co of the Free Agents podcast, which airs each and every Saturday night, 10 p.m.
yeah,
Eastern.
Fire.
yeah.
Yo,
And man, though the jam sessions, the Renaissance Suite. Oh my lord, man! I look forward to that like every week, especially like when y'all moved it to what is it to the House of Blues. I think that was the Foundation Room,
mm,
That was the rush.
the
nah,
Rush.
nah,
Yeah,
that was something different. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
huh?
I wasn't there for that one.
Oh man, like it was awesome, man. I was looking forward to that like every month.
Hmm.
Dope.
That was good times.
Yes,
Well, Kadre, man, appreciate you popping in here as always. We're gonna send
sir.
you backstage. Let Justin answer these other couple questions, and then we're gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna strip for y'all.
Yeah, yes. Everybody, come on backstage, y'all. Come on back, join the chat.
Dig it. Appreciate you, bro. Justin, you look concerned, man. Every time I say that,
Because I know you,
I'm really,
and
I'm really stripping for you. Really, real talk, man to man. Oh, Vanessa
you
says,
know,
Vanessa says, when are we getting another 8 months album, EP, whatever? And also, when are you going to sing for the people?
There is an 8 months album in the works currently right now, and you definitely have right now as it stands, there are 3 songs of yours that are on it. I bet you didn't know that. Surprise. Bang bang. And I'm singing on none of them. Well, actually I'm singing on 2 of the songs on this EP.
Okay.
Surprise for the world. I'm about to shock you niggas.
Okay. Yeah. I see you, brother.
About to shock you niggas.
Shock them.
Times are tough if we stripping backstage.
Listen, don't judge.
Lord.
They need to not judge me. That's what they need to not do.
It's just, because the thing is, like the more you talk about stripping, it's just like, I know you, bro. Like you will bust out in this motherfucking like white linen shirt with the button down to your navel. And I forgot earlier, somebody had put it in the chat, but like I forgot to mention that the motherfucking baby oil. Because you were walking this old baby oil down with the unbuttoned to your navel with the locks looking like black. This is too. So every time you say it, I'm just like, Lord, please, not not this picture. Remember we were talking about the blips? Like I don't want to get to that blip. You know what I'm saying?
Brett says I'm getting nervous. Listen,
facts, bro.
No need to be nervous, because you know what? We are at that portion, and I just feel so good right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me just let y'all know how good I feel. Right, I feel so good right now that I'm a strip. I'm a strip right now, live on camera. I'm strip. Russ, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Just pay attention, brother. Just pay attention. And this is gonna be our last installment of There's a Song for That as our strip. Let me play one of your songs though to strip to, so I can get in the mood.
So uncomfortable.
Here we go. We're gonna play this because I like this song. This is the last song we did together.
Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
Everything we thought we knew was true was wrong. New means old. What's 1,000 times 1,000 times 1,000 times 1,000. Circles every day and beyond.
This is uncomfortable.
Oh. 1,000 times 1,000 days.
I'm sorry to disappoint those who thought I might have been stripping or something, but you need to go fix your life with Iyanla. Fix your life with Iyanla. This is right here.
That's it. That's fire. Look at that. It's still like relatively black too. I mean, come on,
I watch this and I use fabric softener and colors. You know, when you save the color, you know, I don't know what you call it, but
I appreciate that, man.
Let me get back here with you on here.
Man, look at that.
This right here this is why I was stripping, and I've been saving this the whole time. I've been sitting here hot as fuck.
I appreciate you suffering in silence for this moment.
Real talk.
That shit is crazy.
Let me tell you for real. I somehow, or not somehow, but I kind of subscribe to some minimalist ideals about life. And so every now and then I'll go through all my stuff and I literally just toss a bunch of crap. I'll just throw stuff out. And most of them are like stuff that I just don't wear anymore, just shirts that I work out in. Anyway, bro, no lie. I've had this since I first moved to Houston and went to y'all first show and bought.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Bro, like that. There are people right now that still accost me about this shirt. Like, I don't know what happened. We got on back order. Jesus Christ! To this day, some people are like they really be like, bro, where's my shirt? And I'd be
Mm,
like, I mean, that was 10 years ago, man. I mean, I don't have any more.
right.
But people still, that shirt was, I don't know, it took up on a life of its own. I don't even
Mm,
have one, to be honest. I gave all of mine away.
wow.
I think that's what you're supposed to do, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I should have probably kept one.
Well, I've definitely kept one as a reminder. Give me a song for this. What's the song for this?
The only song for that got to be "Reality" by Neon Collars
Mm,
because, like, I learned like when I started Neon Collars that was literally like the first time I was like, I'm going all out, balls to the wall. And even though it had its time and it had its moment in history, everybody, like when Neon Collars came to an end, the only thing that I thought is like, I'm going to take the same process that I took with Neon Collars with everybody. So instead
mm,
of just being Neon Collars, it's just everybody's going to be Neon Collars, just because that was kind of the premise of the band in the first place. You know,
yeah.
you have white collar, workers, you blue collar, quote unquote. Where I was like, well, we're artists, and that's just what it stands for. We're artists. We're the people that don't fit. Like, we're Neon Collar, and so therefore, like, I'm just gonna approach everybody like Neon Collar. So like the whole world is my band. To be honest, now
Wow.
that's how I see it.
That's beautiful, man.
Mm, I
That's beautiful.
love it. I love that shirt.
Hey, man, I love it too. I love what it represents. I love how it's still relevant to my story.
Mm.
And it literally, when I say you, bro, it sent me on a different trajectory. Like, it really did that. And so, yeah, man. Oh, shots! I did hear about this. Duran Bernard, Erica Badu's background singer, sang "Heartbeat" by Neon Collars, and he mentioned y'all in the video. He
I
was being,
remember that.
yeah,
My inbox and DM like blew up. I want to say 5 minutes after he did that, and that
wow,
was like sometime last year he did that,
yeah,
and I got so everybody was just like, Duran sang your song online, and I was just like, oh my god, like, it's fine. I looked him up and he smashed it, and he
yeah.
was like, this is a song by Neon Collars, and I don't know what happened to them. If you know him, he's super hilarious. I like
Yeah,
that.
I do. I follow him.
He can sing his ass off.
His
By the way,
album, his album is dope as hell too.
I gotta pick that up.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Blueprint has been set before the foundation of God.
Mhm. Look
Of
at
time.
that. Of
Time.
time.
Is it time? Of time.
Of time.
You are the heartbeat inside me. Show me who.
Mhm.
Listen, yo, this has been dope ass episode
I
of
really
Six
enjoyed
Degrees
this.
Podcast. I just like to remind you, wherever you are watching this, please make sure you follow, like, subscribe. Um, if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification icon so you can be notified whenever we go live. And we're here each and every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, with a new guest. Uh, Tonight, 8 months, bro. You've done us some pleasure, and
Thank you,
I
man.
just appreciate the knowledge, the stories. You always dropping gems, and just the analogy. You are the king of analogy. Like, I feel like you walked with Jesus, and Jesus was like, "All right, I'm going to give you some analogy game right quick." You know what I'm saying? You make it
Oh
all.
my god.
And
Oh man.
this was definitely the best thing I've done all week. And
Mhm.
thank you, bro. Thank
Fire. Man, this is super enjoyable. I'm glad that it went well.
Yeah.
It's always great, like rapping with you because the energy is great, and I think you're one of the more solid people that I've run into in this lifetime.
Hmm.
And I'm saying that with all of the respect that you should put with that. Like,
Appreciate it,
yeah.
brother.
And I'm glad that this went well. Because we're not in a particularly ghetto spot, but LAPD definitely like raided next door while we were on live, and I was trying to keep a straight face the whole time. That shit was scary as fuck, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
You did good, brother. You did good.
Oh my god! Literally the whole time I was just like, no, he should have heard like the yes.
Well, I'm glad those shots were fired. That would have been tragic. But just I want to remind everybody, listen, follow this brother right here. 8 Months Music on all your socials. Follow Miss Gigi right here. I put the thing. She's Gigi the Plug on all your IG. Sorry for that. I should have updated that one. Also, if you're just feeling really good and you want to just help support art and artists who really make transformational music, listen, I'm not running my Cash App up tonight. I'm just running his because I would not be here without him. So support him so he can make this happen in somebody else's life. Cash App at 8 months. He's the same thing on Venmo. It's just the @ symbol. 8 months.
Wait, yeah. Where are you at? I'm in Hollywood, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Duh. He's in Oakland.
Yeah, I'm in Hollywood right now.
Y'all, I forgot. Y'all need to make that connection. Y'all make that connection for real.
Let's do it.
DJ Elbow Greasy is the other co-host of the Free Agents podcast with me, Derek, and Ricky. So he's fam. Listen, y'all would definitely click. He's good people, and he knows.
Because Derek is my man. Like since like 2002. Like I've called Derek at like 3 a.m. Like, what the fuck is going on with life? And he's talking me off the ledges before. For real. Like, no bullshit.
Listen, he does the same for us all, brother.
Yeah, Derek is my man.
He does. I want to also remind you, listen, DJ Elbow Greasy has a show that he does Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He's spinning on Twitch. Make sure you go follow him. I'm going to play this like little...
You had to pull that back up.
Elbow Greasy, put your link in the chat so people can know. So they can know where to find you. Also, check out my brother, who also spins as well. My brother Robbie Tolan, Quarantine Kickback each and every Friday night. Also, check out his, where's it at? We're trying to get all of these promos in. Real Talk with Robbie Tolan podcast comes out every Thursday. You might hear a familiar voice on there, one of these episodes. That comes out every Thursday. Make sure you tune in back here next Wednesday for my guest, my brother Robert Purvey. And title of that episode is Let's Fight. Listen, people don't think I've been in fights before, but, you know, I had a moment. You know what I'm saying? And, but clearly he's coming on this show, so everything went well afterwards. We want y'all to be a part of that. It's going to be some great conversations just like this was, and that's going to be the first live in-person version of the 6 Degrees podcast. I feel like I'm missing something, but if I am, oh well. We lost Justin, but brother, thank you for joining. Listen, I want to play this song out because this was the song on the Road album that it really encompasses everything about what we do, why we do it, and how we do it. The song is called Stratosphere, and it's about catching your dreams. Oh, there you go. You're back. I don't know what happened. But I was just teasing Stratosphere, man. That's going to take us out of here.
Oh, yes.
And, so I'm going to start this up.
I had a vision that came in.
No, I can't do it like that. I forgot it hits right in. I was going to talk over it while we tease it. But Justin, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Love you as always.
Yeah, I love you, bro.
Amazing. And I'm going to send you back. I would normally wrap up, but I'm going to have to catch up with you and wrap up later because as soon as this is done, I got to go do my jump ropes. I got to get my 1,000 in today. Y'all know
Yes, you do. Please do that.
I'm almost, I'm nearing 60,000, by the way.
Just Whoa.
So you know. Yeah, man, nearing 60,000 to 1,000 a day. This is day 40.
Is this for a cause or for real? I missed something? Were you just doing it just to be gangster and sexy or what?
That's the cause because I need to.
Okay, bet. Yeah, bet. Tight.
Oh,
Sexiness is the car.
snap. Look who just popped in here. Bertoni. What's good, brother?
Yo, Wayne.
You know this music that's about to play. You know this music that's about to play. Listen, we're going to take it out. This has been the 6 Degrees podcast, where instead of separation, we choose to focus on those. Damn it, I messed it up. This is the 6 Degrees podcast, where instead of separation, we choose to explore the ties that bind and focus on those things that keep us connected. Oh, I almost forgot. I got a Prezi document in here for y'all. I'm gonna put this in your links in your chatter boxes right now. Make sure you click it. This is a Prezi document of all the guests. This is our 6 Degrees built out in physical form, digitally, if that makes sense. Yeah, but you can explore all the episodes, adding it and updating it consistently. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll be right back here next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Listen to this song on the way out, though. It's dope. It's called Stratosphere, and it's written by the Tribe, me specifically, and I was singing on it.
Man, you
Thank you
killed
one
it.
more time. Thank you, brother. Thank you. One more time for my brother, 8 months. Next week, guest Robert Purvey. But this is 8 months. He produced this track along with Russell Guest and Mike Hobdy of Analog Escape. They produced this whole project. It's crazy. Anyway, let me get this sound right so we can take it out the way it's supposed to be. There we go. Sorry about this, y'all. Until I get a production assistant, this how it is. All right, we stereo. Give me a thumbs up in the chat once, Kadre, once you, or anybody who's in the chat, once you hear this, let me know that it's stereo.
I had a